Hi, fifth graders. This is Mrs. Mizwicki from Lowell, and I'm here to do a number talk with you. This is one called Two Truths and One Lie. And this picture is actually from Math Mashup. And what you can see is there's three different lines that have another number line and two with equations. And your job is to figure out which two are correct. Those would be the two truths, and which has an incorrect statement. That would be the lie. So you might want to take a minute here and pause and see if you can think it through yourself. And then you can unpause and hear my thoughts. Okay, so let's start with number one, the number line. And as you can see at the top, they kind of show here that, let me get my little pointer guy going, that they gave values for each one of these pictures. So the dog is worth 3 3/5, the bone is 5 1/4, and the dog bowl is 2 1/2. So looking at my number line, I'm going to kind of see if where they put each one of these objects seems to be correct. So the dog bowl was 2 1/2, and this definitely seems to make sense for me. It's more than 2, so we know it's between the 2 and the 3, and it's pretty much right in the middle, which would make it the half. So that seems good. The dog is 3 3/5. So I know that 3/5 is greater than a half, because a half would be about 2 1/2. Half of 5 would be 2 1/2. So this one definitely is a little more than a half, but not quite touching the 4 yet. And then the last one is the dog bone, and he's 5 1/4. So if I was to chop this number line into 4 pieces, I think that dog bone seems to be about 1/4 of the way, because then half would be about here, 3/4 would be here, and then we would get to the next hole. So number one seems to be correct to me. Number two has the dog plus the dog bowl is less than the bone. Well, the dog is 3 3/5 and the bowl is 2 1/2. So if I added my two whole numbers, I would add the 3 plus the 2, which would equal the 5. But now I'm going to think about the fractions. Now, the dog bone is only equal to a fourth, 5 1/4. Well, I know right away that this is incorrect because 1/2 itself is more than a fourth. Not even before we even thought about adding in the 3/5. So I know just thinking about this one that this one seems to be a lie, because 3/5 and 1/2 is definitely going to be greater than 1/4. All right, let's talk about the very last one and make sure that that one is a truth. So that one, they're adding the bone plus the bowl, and they're saying that equals 7 3/4. Well, again, I can add my whole numbers. So the 2 plus the 5 is going to equal the 7. But let's think about that 3/4. So here is my picture of a half for the dog bowl. And then I have a picture of 1/4 for the bone. If I put the half picture plus the 1/4 picture together, I would get a picture that looked like that. And we would definitely have 3/4. So I can go ahead and say that number 3 is also correct. So that's the truth. So my final conclusion is that 1 and 3 are the truths, and number 2 is the lie. All right, I hope you guys figured out the same thing. Maybe you went about it a different way, and that is definitely okay. And I hope you have a great day.